how do you navigate when you see these things happening in the world that you deeply care about, but maybe have the sense, like many of us feel, that like what can one person do? Like how do you dance with those thoughts?
I definitely understand the overwhelm, because I do feel that. But I don't think I have it in my DNA to be complicit or passive when it comes to humanitarian issues or social activism. I'm an activist at heart. I've shared with you that my grandfather was part of the underground resistance that helped free the Panama Canal from United States Army. And that's also being spoken of, to take back the Panama Canal. My grandfather was actually literally part of the resistance that freed the Panama Canal. So I feel like it's in my composition to have a voice and to care. And I think we all have a role, right? Like not everybody is going to be in the streets protesting. Not everybody is going to be on their platforms educating people. We don't all have to take the same role, but doing nothing, we don't get to do nothing. So if your role is to bring community together and be the co-founder of Sacred Sons, then that's your mission. And that's how you're helping free us, right?
Right.
But we don't get to just do nothing, right? Like I believe most people are inherently good. And I think it was Desmond Tutu that said that if we choose to do nothing, we are actually choosing the side of the oppressor. So we all have a role and we all have a place. If you're a kindergarten teacher and the only thing you do is love on every single kid in your class with every bone in your body day in, day out, you are doing your part, right? If you're a mother at home with your baby, nursing your baby all day, that co-regulation and that healthy attachment to support another good person in the world, that is a contribution. So we all have a role. I just don't think we get to just sit it out.
Yeah, I love that. Everyone has a role. And if you need help understanding maybe a bit of what your role or what your purpose might be, there's spaces to go to get activated and expanded. The expander is here. And so we have worked together last year at Convergence 9 Remembrance. I said in the beginning, we co-led a team of about 50 or so humans through an expansive experience. And, through these ways of reconnecting in community, I do find so much value. And maybe it's just that, to remind people that they do have a role.
Yep.
There's a lot of talk of healing and trauma, and I see it more as belonging, brotherhood and sisterhood, more so than the healing. And it's also the remembrance that you're worthy, that you're valued, and that you do serve a purpose here. Mm-hmm. And if you need help to remember what that is, that's what these spaces are for. We're leading into another gathering. It seems far away, but it'll be here before you know it in September for Remembrance. And yeah, what was it like for you to come into a Sacred Sons container and, to do that for the first time?
Expansive. There's like a before and there's a during and there's an after. The before was a lot of discernment because I work first and foremost for and with the feminine. My spaces are mostly occupied by women and non-binary people. I don't have a big male presence in my containers typically. That's changing though. So I honor and serve the feminine first and foremost. That's my life's work, right? But the invitation from you felt like everything I had prepared up to that point ripened me enough to have enough capacity and heart to go in there as we did. And full on Lionheart energy, right? Strong, open-hearted, primal, and beautiful. I mean, it was absolutely beautiful. Leading up to it, Adam and I, you and I, had a lot of clarifying conversations. I asked you a lot of questions. You answered them. And I think my trust in you and my trust and love for Hannah, I think, made me a yes. You asked me to step into something bigger. And I said yes. So it was beautiful. It felt like family. It felt like home. I didn't want to leave. It was really touching having Chris and Cielo there, my partner and our toddler there, seeing the babies and the mothers. It felt like an experience of being that's our true nature that we got to play out for 5 days. And then we kind of go into the real world, which is actually not the real world. It's the culture we're in right now. But I think that what we were creating, what we were in, is actually what we really are. And everything else we're doing is just some other karmic undertaking.
The square world. We go from the round circular world back to the square world where all the energy gets stuck in the corners and in the crevices.